Hi there. We have now got to the end of sinusoidal graphing. So I thought what I'd do is I made up some equations. They're a little on the fun side. Okay, my version of fun, interesting, however you want to say it. And I'm going to graph them for you, with you, however you want. And I think by the time you've gone through these 4 examples, I should be over 2 videos. If you have no problem with whatever I throw at you. Okay, so I'm just going to call it sinusoidal graphing part 9. So the equation I made up, y is equal to minus 3 sine 0.5x plus 30 plus 2. So we'll start there. All right, so you can get out the notes from the previous section, video number 8 or section SG8, because it goes to the list, but I'm just going to wing it because I'm going to do it the same way all the time. So I'm about to point at my screen here. We start with the midline. So it's going to be at 2. And I'm just I don't know, about there will do. Not like I can't redo this. I was about to say, oops, can't see my line. What I often will do is do all the math first before I start drawing, so I know where my start and end are going to be done. And then, of course, I started drawing without thinking about it, so that's okay. So this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis, and I know my middle is going to be at 2. I'm going to go 1, 2, there's my middle. I don't know where it's going to go, so you know what? I'm just going to do this. There's my middle, midline, middle. Either one's good. And then I'm going to look here. This is my amplitude. This negative tells me that my curve's going to go down first and then up. But really, for my amplitude, I care about the 3. So I know it's going to be up 3 and down 3 from there. So 3, 4, 5. Remember that 3 means not at 3, but going up 3. So there's 1, 2, 3. There's going to be my max. And I think on the videos I've been using, I've been using a lot of highlighters. All right, so I'm just going to be lazy. Boop. There's my max. And then I'm going to count down 3. So 1, 2, I need to go down here, minus 1. There's my minimum. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but make sure midline to minimum and midline to maximum is the same. I was going to move my camera so we can see better, but now I need to do some calculations. So I got all the easy stuff done. Got my vertical, translation, amplitude. Now I have to worry about the start and end. So because there's stuff in the brackets, because I have a B or a C, either one of those. The moment you have one of those, you need to do the start and end. So start of my graph is normal equals 0. So now I'm going to take what's in my brackets, 0.5x plus 30 is equal to 0. And I'm going to solve that mini equation. And before I do that, I'm going to set up the other half. So my end is equal to 360. Because if you go back to the standard graph, that's where you go to, that's where it ends. So 0.5x plus 30 is equal to 360. All right, so now pause the video. I'm sure you did. And let's solve these 2 mini equations. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I hope you've paused the video. So 0.5 x, don't lose my x, is equal to minus 30. 5 by 0.5 divided by 0.5. X is equal to, I want to say minus 60, but I don't feel like making a mistake and have to redo this. 30 divided by 0.5. Yeah, it's 60. Oh, negative 60 degrees. Okay, now my end. I'm going to do the same thing, 30. So 0.5x is equal to 330 degrees. It's 0.5 is equal to 660. Okay, before I start drawing, I may have got myself in some trouble. See, hopefully I can fit everything on my graph. I want to see if these two make sense. First of all, this is the easier part. This says plus 30 at the end. That means my start should actually be a negative. So it shifts to the left, check. And if you think about a graph, that's going to start 60 on here and then 660 over here. I don't know what that is. It's like 720, I think. But what's important is it's more than 360. Remember, when this number, when the B value is left between 0 and 1, it expands it. So this should take longer than 360 to do my regular curve. And let's see. Well, yeah, I know 60 divides into 660. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm hoping this is going to work out. Worst case scenario, I end up either taping more paper on here or starting over. So here is my x-axis. So I'm going to go 60. No, I don't have enough room. Eek. I don't have enough room to get up to 660. Okay. Okay, this is not what you should be doing. No, sorry. I was going to put it in there and make it all squishy. Forget it. Forget it. That's awful. So I'm not going to throw this part out. I'll need that in a minute, but I'm going to do this part. Yeah. I hate how that worked. You could be clever and just make it all squishy, but I don't want to. So I'm just going to redo it. Now I've forgotten everything. Okay. So it's mostly I need more room. So let's try drawing a line here. Whoops. Okay, that should work. And I say that because 60 goes into there 11 times. So I know I need 11 spaces. And it fit. Minus 60. And you have to make those spaces the same size all the time. You can't just decide that this side's going to be 2, and then I'm going to make it 1 box to make it all fit on the side. That's why I had to start over. So 60, 120. I just think there for a second. 480, 540, 6. Did I mess up? Don't tell the other ones. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. Oh, gee whiz. 600. Shh. Don't tell everybody else. All right. Woohoo. 660 fit on there. Now my midline was at 2. And my maximum was 3 above that. So 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to extend this because I need to be like that far over. Right, because I got to start at minus 60. And then I need to be 3 down. So 1, 2, 3, minus 1. All right. So here's my max, a midline, and a minimum. And that space look the same. Okay. Back on track. Now I need to draw a line where my end is. Sorry. There's my start. And my end is way up here. So this is a really big one compared to what I've done lately. And now I need to divide that into 4. Okay, 24 boxes. So if I count 12, wait, 24 divided by 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's a quarter. Right, you got that? It's 24 boxes from here to here. If I divide that by 4, it's 6 boxes. I could count by degrees, but I'm lazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there we go. Okay. There's my marker. Now I'm going to do one more thing to remind myself all the goods, all the goodness, all the amazingness has to happen within that box. Because sometimes I get screwed up because of that line on the bottom and I want to stop there or something. Green line. I know where I'm going. So I start in the middle. Oh, wait. Write my equation here. Y is equal to minus 3 sine 0.5 x plus 30 plus 2. This reminds me, it's a reverse curve, so it's going to go down first and then go up. So it's not even a roller coaster of any time. It's just like downhill, done. So, and down, and middle, and up, and down again. And ta-da! Now, I just realized something as I was setting this up. I'm going to ask you to draw these. You know what you, I don't know if I'm right. Use Desmos. You have access to it. Now, hold on while I do a share. Switch this. All right. So my A was minus 3. Sweet. My B was 0.5. Check. My C. Oh, okay. So you have to actually put the C in backwards here. So it says plus 30. You need to put in minus. Oh, the C is not going to work. It doesn't go high enough. And D was plus 2. Okay, we're going to forget about that part. It really doesn't help us much without being able to calculate the C properly. Other than give you your maximum and minimum. Yeah, I just caught myself, or you caught me, however you want to think about it. Technically, the C in here is positive and the C in our equation is negative, so the signs switch. But the C on there isn't big enough to work anyway. So we'll just never mind that part. And I'm going to say, good, there we go. Ta-da! There's the first graph I wanted to do in this video. Now I'm going to do one more. I learned my lesson. When we did this one, that was the first one we did. My graph got pretty long. I'm going from 0.5 to 0.3. So I'm going to try something different. A nice way of saying, I'm going to flip my paper horizontally because I think, and I could be completely wrong, that this is actually going to be a really long graph. So here's my equation. See that? Yes. Y is equal to sine 0.3x, oops, minus 1. Okay, I oopsed. What I actually wrote down is this. Those brackets aren't necessary, but because I was thinking about B and C. Ta-da, they're there. I'm hoping. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna hope this is gonna work. We may end up with some nasty numbers here, but have faith. Give it a shot. What do we got to use? Let's see. Boom. I know my midline is going to, well, you know what? This is my midline. My amplitude is going to be 1, so it's not going to be very high. It's going to be centered around -1. Because there's no C value, I also know I'm starting at 0. And it's like I usually do. I'm going to do my math, the start and end right away, because that's going to help me with my graphing. So start is equal to 0. 0.3x is equal to 0. Divide 0.3 x is equal to 0. Well, I expected that, right? Because again, there's no C value. My end is 0.3x is equal to 360. I'm very curious as to how big this is going to be. 5 by 0.3. I might regret this. But 360 divided by 0.3. Woo, 1200. Okay. So I'm certainly not marking this off in little bitty degrees. 1200 and 0. You know what? I'm going to try with 12. We'll see how it works. And it's not saying that you would have to. If you picked another number, you could mark it off in 90 degrees. I don't even know. As long as all your divisions are the same and it all fits on your graph, that's tickety-boo. Okay, so I'm going to put mine. And remember, it was centered around -1. So I'm going to put my x-axis up a little bit. Ah, I hate when my ruler moves. -1, -2, 0, 1, 2. That should be enough. So my midline, -1. And the maximum amplitude. Wait a minute, what's my amplitude? Yeah, you know. That's the number in front, and there's an understood one. So I'm going to go up one. So it looks like my maximum is going to be my x-axis. And my minimum is going to be -2. Oops, I said middle instead of midline. No, well, no worries. And we have to go from 0 to 1200. So I'm doing this. It worked to fit on my graph. All right. Let's see what happens. So there's my end. Oh, my start was at 0. 1, 2, 3. Cool. 24 boxes. Divisible by 4. So, let me think. It's 1200. I think half of that would be about 600. And half of that would be 300. Or I could be counting boxes. And 3/4 would be there. There we go. All right, let's see now. I'm going to just have a regular curve because A is positive. So start here, go up, middle, down, back. There we go. No, there we don't go. Notice how my graph looks a little wonky over here. It's because this one should have went to there. So, and it was funny because my brain said go to the middle, but then, oh no, the dot's at the top. I need to connect to the dot. Well, there you go. Middle, top, middle, bottom, middle. 58 minutes long way. Okay, so this is the end of the video. There's going to be one more with some more practice on it. Thank you for joining me, and I hope this has been helpful. Bye.